The first sitting of Soweto Parliament is underway. It's a community leadership structure that seeks to hold local government accountable. Various stakeholders are engaging in an effort to effect positive change in the lives of Soweto residents. Our reporter Heidi Giokos is there. She joins us now with more. Heidi, can you tell us how the first sitting of Soweto Parliament is going and what are some of the critical issues that are on the table?
Well, Annalie, Soweto Parliament is still sitting inside, but there seems to be some commotion outside, and we do know that earlier on today, the very same commotion unfolded. So what we understand is that there are certain community members from Soweto that have decided to protest outside the Jabulani Civic Centre, demanding for answers and solutions to the ongoing electricity crisis. And this is, of course, something that has been addressed throughout the sitting, the Soweto Parliament sitting. But it seems as though residents feel as though this is not a solution enough and they want more action. What we understand is that the security gates had been locked by the community members and nobody could come out. The police and private security were called in to take control of the situation. We also know that the eNCA were called out of the Soweto Parliament sitting to try and assist and facilitate perhaps a conversation to make sure that there isn't anything too volatile happening outside. Teddy's currently showing you the visuals of, I think, what it seems to be the eNCA together with some community members that are dissatisfied and are protesting. But earlier on we heard chanting going on, and it just seems as though the community members are not happy and were trying to basically stop the Soweto Parliament sitting. So it seems as though members are currently being addressed now, from what we understand, by the Kliptown station commander, and it just seems as though they're trying to find a resolution because they obviously don't want the situation to be too volatile. I'm not sure exactly what's going on at the moment, and I don't actually know if this conversation is a private one, if we can put our mic in there, but they're basically saying, I can hear what they're saying, they're speaking about the electricity crisis and how this urgently needs to be addressed. So I think what they're trying to do is just quell the tensions and make sure that community members allow people to continue. We unfortunately can't get anyone from Soweto Parliament to speak and engage with us because they are sitting inside. The president of Soweto Parliament, Nhlanhla Lux, is currently inside addressing Soweto members on various other issues, given the fact that this is the first Soweto Parliament sitting. But as you can see, tires are being burned, community members have gathered outside. It seems as though the crowds did disperse because it was quite intense earlier on, but I think they're just trying to find a solution to this, and the good thing is that the gate has eventually and finally been opened because we were told that nobody could enter or leave the Jabulani Civic Centre.
Heidi, interestingly, usually community members protest outside local government offices when they feel that their concerns are not being heeded. This time they're protesting outside the sitting of an organisation that's there to try and address the very issues that they complain about and to try and bring about some kind of solutions. Do you feel that the residents who are protesting outside the sitting are unhappy with Soweto Parliament for any other reason than just this electricity issue? Do they feel that Soweto Parliament hasn't addressed the issue sufficiently?
Well, that's the thing, Annalie. That's the clarity that we need to try and establish from community members. But it just seems as though everybody is currently engaging in and trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But I think what's key here is the fact that Soweto had a massive protest a couple of weeks ago, if it was not a month or two ago, where they marched to the mayor's office in Popalatse, trying to address the issue of electricity. I'm actually just going to get out of shot while I answer you so you can just take these visuals in. And they were asking for the issue of electricity to be addressed. And just before we left Soweto Parliament sitting, they were actually speaking about the ongoing electricity crisis and how this urgently needs to be addressed and how they perhaps need to look at a flat rate for all households and whether or not this is going to be a solution. This has been a massive crisis in Soweto for years, Annalie, and I think residents are so frustrated that they are trying to find every single way an outlet every single sitting, be it Soweto Parliament or any other sitting, to find a way to address this issue. People don't have electricity for months on end. Transformers blow up and then still not repaired. But Eskom is saying that Soweto is one of the townships and areas that owes the most to Eskom, and they need to pay for the service that they use. But Soweto residents are saying they are expected to pay too much, they can't afford it, so it becomes highly problematic. So it's a huge problem, and perhaps Soweto Parliament could provide that solution that is much needed here in Soweto. But I think these residents are saying we can't wait for that, we need something to come out of it now.
Well, thank you very much. eNCA's Heidi Giokos coming to us from Soweto, outside that sitting of the Soweto Parliament, where Soweto residents are clearly unhappy.